My name is Seamus Hargrave, and my project is the UFC prediction website. Um, what my role in this project was I had to collect the data for the UFC stats website from the UFC stats website. To do this, we scrape data from the UFC stats website using the UFC data scraper Python package. The website is here. You can download and install the scraper from. And then that I use to get each fighter statistics from, and then to get each event that happened in the UFC, I used this web scraping logic. This is the user here, you can see. This was in R, and this gave me each event that has ever happened in the UFC. From there, I made a Google Colab notebook where I combined both the event data that I scraped and the fighter data. I cleaned it, and then we got it into a data frame that we used for our Shiny app. And then that's pretty much my role in the group.
My name is Jacob, and the job I took on was to also use the UFC data scraper in order to look and try and figure out trends in terms of what's most important in terms of winning a UFC fight, and use that to create visualizations also using R, such as the one that's on screen here. So that's what I was mostly doing for this project.
My name is Mingze Gao, and my job was to create the website and make sure the website has some fundamental features.
Yeah, and my name is Cole Tucker. I also worked with Mingze on the website, and we just put together that little brief description of the UFC, the rankings page, and the fighters page. Just show a little bit of a gist of the UFC for the people that aren't so familiar with it. And then the events page is where Seamus's Shiny app went on to.
So yeah, as you can see, this is our homepage here. There's a brief history of the UFC and some information about betting on the UFC, which is, of course, very important. Then we have our rankings page where it has the rankings of each weight class in the UFC. Then we have one more page that just has every single fighter. We can go to the letters. It'll give us everyone last name F. And then our Shiny app is on our events tab. So here is the table where you can search for any fighter in the weight class. So Aljamain Sterling. You can see every single one of Aljamain Sterling's fights, and we can see all of the statistics, all the career statistics of both fighters in that fight. So reach X, that would be fighter 1, Aljamain Sterling. You can see each one of his statistics there. And then Y is fighter 2. And then here is our the regression line graph. As you can see, so the date is on the x-axis and the strikes landed per minute is on the y-axis. So this shows for the heavyweight, there's really no difference. But if you go like lighter weights like featherweight, you can see there's a clear difference between winners and losers and how many strikes they land per minute in a match. We can see that when it comes to prediction, strikes landed per minute is really one of the only statistics that can influence a fight. Other than that, there really wasn't any. And even with this, we did a decision tree as well, where our accuracy was 60%. So even that's not really too good in explaining who's going to win a fight. And then here we can see that our accuracy was about almost 61% accurate. Our test data against our training data, and see how many of them are the same. And yeah, it's 60% accurate. So not too good. Here's our decision tree that I made. As we can see that the significant strikes accuracy is an important statistic, and then strikes landed per minute and significant strikes absorbed seems to be ones that predict the winner the best. Seems that strikes landed per minute greater than 3.3 seems to be the greatest decision maker in who's going to win a fight.
So one of the main setbacks that we really ran into was, just the time aspect, right? So the original idea for the project was to be able to have, put one fighter against another and then be able to predict, to some sort of accuracy who would be the winner of that fight. But, in the short amount of time that we had, we weren't able to get that put together. And emphasized in the accuracy part, it's a lot harder than it may seem. So that was one of the biggest setbacks coming into the actual stats part, and then also implementing that into the website.
A challenge that I ran into was I wanted to use odds and betting data in our prediction, but to get the betting data is very hard, especially in the state of Arizona where sports betting is not legal. Whereas in other states, it would be easier to get like historical odds that we can use to predict fights a little better.
One tough thing that I had to deal with is I was trying to make the clustering, and with all of the non-numerical data and just the amount of variables and all the ways that sports are just unpredictable, is just not looking like anything that looked comprehensible or make it useful for a prediction.